Hey, what's going on everyone? Kurtzing here with an Open Ultra League video. We've got Swampert on the lead, Charizard is my safe swap, and Ampharos in the back. Let's jump right into the battles here. You've got Swampert into Sylveon, and I've used Swampert as the lead because Homeless Slice Henry and Zionic put out basically the same teams, Dragonite, Charizard, and Cobalion. And I ran that team. I did horribly, so I switched back to this team, and I like Swampert in the lead because it does really well against starting with the Dragonite, and then you can swap into the Charizard knowing what they have, and then you have the Swampert in the back to close out against Cobalion and stuff like that. So that's the thinking behind this team. So there I let my Charizard go down, bring back in the Swampert, and I'm going to fire off a Hydro Cannon that gets the Giratina very, very low. Doesn't quite take it out. I will have to take a Dragon Claw here. And I'm going to fire him down. They're down all shields. Sylveon comes back in. And Shadow Swampert hits incredibly hard, as you can see there. So I come in and I try to Volt Switch down. But they switch out at the last second. Bring in their Sizer. And I'm going to go for the Zap Cannon, not messing around here. Want to do a one-shot here, and that bang takes them right out, and I think they just conceded the match there. So that's a good game to my opponent. Oh, they do come back in, but yeah, I think they had left. Been doing decent with this team. I feel like I'm the reason that I'm losing some of the ones that I'm losing. Like, there are a couple that I just get beat, but this matchup right here, Swampert versus Swampert, I keep kind of trying to figure out the best way to play it. I played against somebody that did 3 Hydro Cannons in a row, and that's pretty tricky because they build up so much energy, you shield against the Earthquake, and then the Hydro Cannon, and then they build up a little bit more. Could be an Earthquake, so you shield, it's just a Hydro Cannon again, and by that time you've lost both your shields, and then they can Hydro Cannon you, and they take you out anyways. I like to build up to the Hydro Cannon, or to the Earthquake and throw it, and if it lands, it almost one-shots. So I do like doing that. So my Charizard goes down there to the Obstagoon. All shields are gone. Come back in with a Swampert. Just had a Hydro Cannon here, but I am going to get hit with a Night Slash. And then they switch back out into their own Swampert. And so I do land the Hydro Cannon. I'm not quite able to Volt Switch down there. So they're going to hit me with a Hydro Cannon, and I believe I do lose this game here. What's in the back? Charizard. So I'm not quite able to reach the Zap Cannon, so that's a good game to my opponent there. I think in the videos that I'm showing here, I went 3-2 and 3-2 again. I cut out a 4-in-1 set, just the video was getting a little bit long, so I wanted to keep it around the 14-15 minute mark. So here I've got Jellicent, and I shield the bait, which is unfortunate for me. So I go for a Blast Burn. Now it's debuffed. They do shield that though, so I get my shield back. So here I'm just gonna let the Bubble Beam come through. It still does a big chunk of damage. Get to another Blast Burn. I am unfortunately 2 stages debuff now, and that Blast Burn doesn't do much. That's also against a water type, so that doesn't help. I do bring in my Ampharos instead of letting them farm me down. I'm going to fire off the Brutal Swing here. It does a solid chunk. I'm at another one. They're going to fire off a Moonblast. I shield this first one just to save some health on my Ampharos. I'm at back-to-back Brutal Swings now. The first one lands. They're at another move. I believe it's Moonblast, and it won't do too much. It gets me into the red, but I can survive. I do just Volt Switch down, and I've got 2 Brutal Swings loaded or a Zap Cannon. So they bring back in a Incineroar, and I'm going to go straight for the Zap Cannon. They let that go through, and then they quickly bring in Jellicent. I do a nice swap there and get taken out. what did I do there? I was able, oh yeah, bring in my Swampert, and that's okay. Oh, they shield the first one, and then I'm out another Hydro Cannon. So that's a good game there. Next battle, Swampert into Trevenant. This is a bad lead for me. I do switch into my Charizard. I'm going to shield this first one, thinking it might be a Shadow Ball. It is the Shadow Ball. They bring in Cresselia. So I'm going to go for a Blast Burn. I'm almost at 2 Blast Burns. They let the first one go through. I'm going to let this first move go through, and it is just the Moonblast. The other day I was running into almost every single Cresselia had Future Sight, and I wasn't shielding, and I was getting almost one shot, so you never know for sure what they're running. The common moveset is Moonblast and Grass Knot, so that's what I've been trying to play for. Fire off a Hydro Cannon here. This should take out the Cresselia if they let it go. Bring back in the Trevenant, and I switch right away into my Ampharos. I think I shield up the Shadow Ball here, and go for a Brutal Swing. Now I want to go one more Volt Switch and then throw again. I'm able to do that. Perfect timing there. And that takes out the Trevenant, and in the back they have an Articuno. So my thought here is I went for the Brutal Swing just simply to get as much damage as I could, because I did not feel like I would reach the Zap Cannon before they would hit an Icy Wind, which I didn't. They took me out, and now I'm able to come in with my Swampert, throw a Hydro Cannon, and take them out. So that's a good game there. Well played to my opponent. Into the next match, Obstagoon into my Swampert. Here I am going to stay in, at least for a while, farm up as much energy as I can. I do take the Night Slash, they switch into Giratina. I throw the Earthquake here. I feel like it landed, so that's really beneficial, but I think the move there is to bank that energy, and then I make a huge mistake, and I do not shield the first one. I was counting, or thought I was counting, and I thought they were only out of Dragon Claw. So, big gamble on my part, and it probably cost me the game. Should have shielded that first one, but not much you can do there. Go for a Brutal Swing here. Takes up the Giratina, and in the back they have a Melmetal. Let's see if they respect the Zap Cannon. Bang! One-shots them. They did not respect it. Unfortunately, I'm still going to lose the game, because they do get the Night Slash. I managed to get to their last second Hydro Cannon. I do get their last shield, but the Brutal Swing is not going to take them out, so I have to make the Zap Cannon, and they get to another move before I get to that. So that's well played to my opponent there. Excellent lead for me. Swampert into Berserker, and they switch into their own Swampert. And here, I do shield up the first Hydro Cannon, and I'm at an Earthquake in a bit, so I'm going to throw the first Earthquake, and they let that go. So see how it almost one-shots, right, with a few Mud Shots, and then the Earthquake, and I've taken them out. It did cost me a shield. So that's why I'm playing around trying to decide what the best matchup is. If that was a Shadow Swampert, it would have one-shot. But their Hydro Cannon also, well no, I shielded their Hydro Cannon, but so it's really hard to let go, like decide which to do. So my Charizard here is going to throw a Blast Burn at the Berserker that they switched back into. That one-shots that thing. They bring Cresselia back in, and I go for another Blast Burn. I believe they shielded that. They go for a Grass Knot. I let that go. And here they're at another move. I decided to let this go. It is just another Grass Knot, and I should have just thrown the Dragon Claw, just try to get their shield or do a little bit of chip damage. Bring in the Swampert, throw the Hydro Cannon, farm up a little bit extra, throw another Hydro Cannon here, get a shield, and then I'm able to reach another Hydro Cannon. This should take them out. But see, had I thrown that Dragon Claw, either it would have done a little bit more damage right off the hop, or it would have got their last shield. So working on that sort of stuff, trying to optimize my move timing, counting, trying to bank some energies, like save it for later in the matches and stuff like that. I'm working on trying to get better. So here I shield up the Sacred Sword, and I've already got one of their shields. So here they reach another move, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna let this go, save a shield for my Charizard, because if I shield that and then throw in a shield, then that thing pretty much takes out the rest of my team. So got Ampharos into Giratina now, and I'm at almost 2 Brutal Swings, I believe. So that first one they let go, this one they should shield. They do shield that. Another weird glitch not showing the shield. I block the Ancient Power and they get the boost, and I'm able to get to another Brutal Swing, so this will take out the Giratina. And then I'm trying to switch back into my Charizard because I need to try to get some energy, and they have a Swampert in the back, so this is pretty much over. I do get to the Brutal Swing. Kind of seemed like it paused there for a second. I'm able to get to the Blast Burn, and I can't quite take them out. I was hoping that I might live a Hydro Cannon, but I don't from there. I honestly don't think you do. I think a Hydro Cannon from 100%. Just one shots. I think it maybe in Master League you can live one. So here they switch into their Trevenant, so I bring in Charizard, and I'm gonna shield up this Shadow Ball. You never know that with Trevenants too, right? Like, so many of them like just the Seed Bomb bait. There, go straight for the Blast Burn, and they let that go through. They bring the Muck back in. I'm gonna go for another Blast Burn, hoping to do a massive amount of damage or get a shield. And I believe they gave me a shield. Yes, they did. So I let that go, and they bring in a Walrein. So this one, my Swampert is just loaded with health right now, and energy. So I do land the Earthquake, I switch into my Ampharos, and I do shield up the Icicle Sphere. I figured on the off chance that they reached the Earthquake, I would be better off to shield that than anything coming from the Muck. Keep health and keep a bunch of energy. So now the Muck is going to throw a move. I think it's Dark Pulse. Takes me out. And I come back in with my Swampert, and I throw a Hydro Cannon, and that should be a good game. So into the next match here. Swampert into Charizard. They switch right away into Swampert. And I have an energy lead. No way this is an Earthquake. Just a Hydro Cannon. So I let it go. Just a little bit over half health. Regular Swampert into my Shadow. So I do manage to land Earthquake, which worked out well for me. I do have to shield up this Hydro Cannon though, but then I'm able to farm down. So then they have a Machamp in the back. So I'm going to switch into my Charizard. Can respect the Rock Slide. It would do super effective and take me out. So I shield that up. Now I'm at back-to-back Dragon Claws pretty much. So throw the first one, do one more wing attack, get to the next one, and this should do a big chunk, or we would have probably taken them out, or they shielded up. Now I'm out of shields, so the Rock Slide does take me out. So I bring in Ampharos, and they switch right away into Charizard, and their Blast Burn won't quite take me out. So I should be able to Brutal Swing here, take him out, and then switch into, oh, I think I one shot down there, and come in and take him out with my Hydro Cannon. So that's it for the battles. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. If you want to leave a like or comment, all of it helps. I'm really enjoying doing this, and I hope you guys enjoy the videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.